forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
Wonderful. So let's start with the question today. So what do we have?
Okay, so the we have like a profile evaluation. So EB1A aspirant shared, he said my education. He has a master's in computer science. Uh, his work experience is as a data analyst, 1.5 years of experience. He works in healthcare, has 14 publications, 153 citations. He's member of an editorial board, has done peer reviewing, has a professional recognition of Sigma. His works include healthcare systems, design work in UK context, and no prior EB1A filing, and NIW was denied previously. What are the chances of being approved for EB1? That's the main
Okay.
question.
I like the profile actually. Again, I think after a long time, rather than just talking about citations, I'd see a work experience as a data analyst with the application of artificial intelligence in a healthcare industry. That's what I would like to assume here actually. Now, this would be primarily fundamentally, we have to fine tune the expertise, but primarily this would be the kind of subject matter expertise what is there. Publication, book chapters, citation. Citation is just one of the aspects of it. Editorial board. Now, the question I would like to go detail that this looks a promising case to me, but what has been the impact of this particular gentleman or a lady? I have absolutely no idea about it. For example, he's talking about being an editorial board member and 2 journals. Now, what type of journals are we talking about here? Is it Nature? Is it Nature Springer? Is it what exactly is there? Or is it some local journal, a college level journal? What exactly is the journal that is being spoken about is something that we need to see. Why was NIW file denied? We have to check that out. But primarily, I would like to bet on this case actually. So let's put it down. Okay, so let's move to the next question.
Yeah, certainly. So the next question is similar to the last one. It's a profile evaluation, and they ask, they wanted to see their EB1A profile check. They are currently an engineering manager for a top electrical vehicle company. They have 3 publications with over 140 plus citations, all reputed in journals and proceedings. They are currently an FSAE judge, so they do peer reviewing for IEEE. ASME, Hindwai, publishing SAE international journals with multiple peer reviews, currently under their belt. And then they also have, 15 plus years of work experience with multiple projects, benefiting America electrical vehicle manufacturing competitives. And they currently are making $350K plus with a NIW approved under their name.
I would say that as compared to the previous profile, this somehow gives me a better clarity of thought, purpose, and action. Okay, this is a brilliant, kind of an assessment that I have here. So, engineering manager for top EV company, publications, citations, reputed. The word is there. The judging is there. 15 plus experience with multiple projects. So that's pretty wonderful. I would say a very, very promising case again. Actually, if I compare to the previous one, this would definitely stand a better chance. The only thing what I would like to see is, again, I would like specific metrics, the presentation details. We would like to go into more granular manner. Otherwise, the case is brilliant. I would put it slightly more than the previous one. But previous one, only because of the lack of clarity that I'm seeing right now. But maybe with the clarity, it could match this, if not more. So I would just leave it at this. But definitely, this is a very promising case. You should try for your EB1 right away. And with a proper counseling and with a proper representation, with a good attorney, I think you can go with this. Okay, so let's come down to the next.
Okay, the next question is how do you prevent a case from feeling fragmented across criteria?
I love this question, but again, a very simple question that we don't talk about a case and the criteria first. First, we tell our students to list down all the activities that they have been doing successfully, and then view it based on the evidence being available. We then look at from the lens of the criteria. So what again it is looking at, what we are seeing is that somebody is trying to trying to fit themselves into the criteria, which we definitely don't do. So because if you try to fit yourself into criteria, then you will fragment across criteria, or you are just hardly whether it is a critical role or original contribution. The second way we do this is for every criteria we have certain, the moment we realize that if we are using this criteria, we have certain frameworks that we like to use actually, and those frameworks helps us to establish help establish any beneficiaries authority over this. And once we have been able to do that, that's wonderful actually. Okay, so this is the way what we have seen people we have been able to kind of looked at from the lens of as a criteria and not kind of trying to fit themselves into the criteria. Okay, so let's move to the next.
Yeah, certainly. So the next person asked, they say, I work for one of the largest consulting firms and meet 6 criteria for EB1A, including below. They have, their first one is going to be critical role for 5 projects under their belt. They have original contributions, 3 projects, including, major industry impact throughout, their entire time of working alongside this company. They also have scholarly articles with, 2,000 plus organic reads and downloads. They also have, judged others' work for multiple conferences during their time. They have done press published, so published by organizations as projects, but not highlighted by their actual name itself. But they have LORs from, customer directors. They're working on, one award's salary they feel like they don't meet and can't meet at this current time. So they just wanted to check with their professional if you find it as a suitable profile. What are the chances of approval for contractors? I'm with the same customer for 5+ years and a company for 18+ years.
So remember, guys, I think a lot of guys today have been sending for kind of assessment, but fundamentally, let's understand we are talking assessment from the lens of only the profiling. We have no idea how the evidences are being presented. Because for the purpose of your EB1A, no matter even if you are the best in the world, if you are not presenting your evidences properly, aligned with the USCIS interest, it is not going to help you. So I work for one of the largest consulting firm, meeting 6 criteria for EB1A. All the things is perfectly well, but here, what is the expertise I'm lacking? I don't understand this. So I really don't want to qualify. This is not going to help us understand without the expertise. Are you talking about a consulting fees in sciences, or is it a management consulting or financial consulting? What exactly are we talking about? So I would say that I don't want to qualify myself to just speculate on something which we are not able to understand. In the previous case, we could see that there is engineering manager for top EV company, masters in computer science, data analyst in healthcare. At least we had some clarity here. Unfortunately, so friends, if you want us to help you like this, please send us your questions and details with the absolute clarity in terms of your profile, in terms of your industry, in terms of your key achievements. Okay, and don't try to focus on the criteria as I mentioned here. That we can always look at it later on. Contractors, fine, we have helped people who have been contractors. There is a way in which you need to present yourself. Same customer for 5+ years and company for 18+ years looks pretty promising, but as I said that I'm not having a clarity in terms of expertise. Okay.
Yes.
So let's go to next.
Of course, the next question is how do you avoid over reliance on a single criterion, even if it's very strong?
Okay, ideally, if you look at from a perspective of trying to be diplomatic and answering this question, obviously you don't focus on the criteria, but I understand from where you are coming actually. Because normally there is always one anchor criteria. Let's understand that. Either for most of the people it will always be a critical role, but sometimes how a critical role manifests into an original contribution is something that is very important. And as I mentioned, I want to give friends a thought process actually, that being part of the Next League program, and before that also when I was filing my own petition also, I would have studied over 1,000 cases. Today we have met over 100 EB1A achievers, 50 plus are from our own program. I'm yet to see rarely only one or two cases that I would have seen where original contribution is approved and yet the case is not approved. It basically tells us that your principal criteria is always something as original contribution, if you can make that. So I would like to kind of say that if you are able to focus, even reliance is on a single criteria, and if that happens to be original contribution, it's a good thought. It is good actually. So nothing wrong about it. Obviously, otherwise, if it is a salary or a critical role, don't focus on that, because you can't represent a larger interest, a community interest, or a national interest, or a national priority based on that. So let's stick to that actually. So yes, we don't focus on that, but if it is an original contribution, we definitely want to use that. Rest is spread across at least 3 to 4, 5 criteria at least. Actually. That's another way we can do that. Okay, and let's take a last question now.
Yeah, absolutely. So our last question, they ask, how do you ensure that the profile demonstrates sustained claim and just not a short burst of activity within it?
I love this question actually, but please understand one thing, that now here comes a little criteria based or something. So how, when you say kind of a profile demonstrate sustained acclaim, now please understand that sustained acclaim is not a function of time only. It's also the time. It's a kind of a intensity of the work and the impact that you have created. Let me give you an illustration. Number one, as a background, please understand that to achieve something which is prominent or truly extraordinary, you need a tremendous amount of knowledge to reach to that expertise. You don't, although the end product that you have produced could look as a short burst, but it is never by an accident. It is always a result of consistent learning, consistent, kind of demonstration of all the work that previously somebody has done. Now, let us say, for example, we are living today's 2020, and a particular laboratory is working on a COVID vaccine. Now, somebody just, kind of invents COVID vaccine, and kind of millions of lives are saved because of that. Would you call it as a short burst of activity, or would you call this as somebody who has made a very sincere effort, intense effort to do that? That's exactly the point which I'm trying to tell you. So, as far as we are concerned, we see the background of the person and what that has led to it. Can there be a story built that around? Otherwise, COVID is a big thing that has impacted the entire world. There could be something else that could be in one's own field actually. Can a narrative be created that even though the activity was conducted in the recent past, but it has been on account of a serious learning by people actually? If you are able to do that, that's wonderful. So that's what I have, friends, and I look forward to meeting you. If you have questions, please reach out to Mario and Syria or I. And if you want to join the Next League program, we are always available for you. So that's what we have. Have a wonderful day, and have a great weekend as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions or need personalized guidance, please reach out to us. We are here to help you every step of the way in your journey towards achieving your American dream. Let's connect and make it happen together.